All right, Luke. So this is what we want to get to the bottom of today.
The only one that ever calls me Luke. Everyone knows me as 5 different nicknames.
Oh, well, I don't know any of them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, there's a point.
Friends. I guess because we talk about this a lot. It's just going to quickly become another bitching and moaning session. But I guess the
rant
point,
pants, Lorenzo. Yeah. I'm putting on my rant pants.
We're trying to establish why there's all this. Well, there's a lot of debacle and there's a lot of talk and there's a lot of debate. About. I walk down Oxford Street. All the stores are closed down.
Yeah.
Retail's suffering. It's affecting the dollar and all this other shit that you hear. I'm not an expert. Just.
Bits and pieces, that's what's filtered in.
Yeah. And I've got a retail background of sorts, working in the marketing sort of side of things for a company, for 2 companies actually. One, the e-commerce venture, a big Australian retail presence, moving into the online space, thinking that they get it.
And just missing it.
And not getting it. You've obviously got a bit of retail more at the hands-on level.
Dealing with pricks, yeah.
There seems to be, we'll just say in Australia, let's pretend we know everything, like that the established retail base doesn't understand what's going on in the world. No. That's what it seems to be. Or there's a lot of rhetoric that they understand it, but they don't really want to move there.
Oh, they've got the Facebook, the Twitter, the RSS feed. They've got all those logos. They've got QR readers. But it doesn't fucking do anything. You go to the website, can I get out of it? I can't even hit the back button. Like, it's fucking nothing happens. And it's like, come and see us at. Well, that's not an online store. When your online store is a map to your actual store. That's not what we're talking about here, guys.
Yeah, or the online store is just everything that's in the shop. Well, you can get it from the website, so you're going to have to come to the store and we'll charge you fucking $35 delivery or whatever. It's not... I guess that's all just the stuff that's happened. But I'm going to ask you why you shop online, and it's not going to be what they think it is. Which, we always we're like... people just want, all these generic terms, variety. They want the product without going to the store or blah, blah, blah. Or online shopping isn't as good as the physical retailer because, people still want to touch the product or they still want to talk to someone. And I kind of think that's all just generic and it's not the truth. Like, it's not really the case. So, like I said, we'll ask you, why do you shop online?
Well,
anyway.
Yeah. And look, I don't like shopping online. I'm not a fan. I'm 34 nearly. I turned 34 in a couple of weeks, so I'm old.
Yeah.
So I remember the internet came out in 1996 for me. I was in year 11 in Queensland at a fancy school, and they were cutting edge, whatever. So we had all that stuff. They also didn't believe in dinosaurs because it's Catholic school. So that's a whole other fucking thing. But the point of it is that I am very much a local. I lived in Cronulla for 12 years. That's as local as it gets. Yeah. You don't go outside apart from to work.
Go over the bridge.
Yeah, mate. Fuck the bridge. I didn't want to cross the rail bridge.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying. So I would support local shoes, pants, CDs, video shop,
Jolly Rogers.
Baker. I used to work at Jolly Rogers here. I fucking had a job there for a long time. He sold it to a guy who was a techno music guy. The first thing he did was take out all the carpet, put in tiles. So every time he dropped a CD or a CD case, it shattered into a million pieces. He lasted about 12 months, and now he's a wreck of a man. But that's a whole other... I don't want to get into those things. But shopping online, it's so weird to me because everyone works hard for their money that I deal with.
Yeah.
You work hard, I work hard. Everyone that I deal with works hard. So when you go online and you click 2 buttons and it costs you $1,000, feels weird to me.
Yeah.
I'd like to see like poker machines, maybe like a spinning thing. Hey, I won what I bought. You know what I mean? Like it's just very strange to enter your credit card details, which may or may not be secure. I've had issues with people getting those details, whatever. To buy something that I want because I have no other choice. I have to go outside of my local sphere, which I don't enjoy.
Yeah.
And deal with people that I don't know, probably not in the same country as I am.
Right.
to get something that I'm after.
I can agree with that. I'm definitely cold hard cash kind of guy. Like I don't like, I don't like seeing people pay with their credit card when it's a fucking loaf of bread and milk. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm still in that kind of pull your wallet out. Here's some cold case. And
I went to the ATM. I got some money because I'm going to the shop to buy whatever. And I think that, like, we're only two people, but we are a pretty good demographic because we do have a lot of interests. Between the two of us, we've probably got 20 specialty shops that we would visit, be it graphic novels or painting things or bits, whatever art shops,
whatever.
There's things out there that we go and do that some people do, but probably not most people do.
Right.
So we need pants as well, and we need food. So we've then got those shops as well. So when we're talking about shopping online and ignoring these specialty shops, it's sort of detrimental because eventually they'll no longer be there. But it's becoming less and less of a problem because they don't do what I need them to do anyway. So I went looking for, I've got examples everywhere. I went looking for Swamp Thing number 2. I went to 4 different places. Comic shops, bookshops, large bookshops, not small ones, the biggest one I've ever seen. Just various different bits and pieces, various places that I've been looking for very specific things that they don't have. They should have. They have, for example, like 1 and 3, but they don't have 2 or whatever. I mean, it's only a very small example, but it's a very small example of a much bigger thing. Went shopping for suit pants. Every pair the guy had in stock, he couldn't find. And he said, it's just that you're asking for the 3 or 4 pairs that we just can't find. And I said, well, man, I'd really find that. Like,
it doesn't solve your... I think you just sort of summed it up. Like, that guy is not thinking there's alternatives here that this guy's going to go and use.
Oh, no, he couldn't care. Couldn't give a fuck.
And it's not just a shop across the road. It's not even dealing with... the country.
People. It's not I can go anywhere in the world, retail wise, shopping wise, and they will have what I want somewhere. And I know that it's easier to stock multiple things if you don't have a physical bricks and mortar and all this kind of stuff. Like, I do understand all of that, and that's not the issue. The issue is that they just don't seem to be getting it, and they're moving really slowly. Like Sanity with CDs. Whenever I was going digital, Sanity was still charging $35-$40 for a CD. Fuck, man, what are you going to do? HMV was the same, Virgin Records was the same, and they had prime retail in Sydney. George Street
everywhere.
There'd be CD shops all over the place, and they just all went bust because they weren't moving with what was...
Well, there was that sort of double issues there. They weren't moving with the times from just the standpoint of, that $35 for a digital, CD when you can buy the MP3 or download the fucking MP3 or whatever. So there's that. Second thing, what they were selling was like the top 40 fucking run-of-the-mill range. That was the first thing that was mass marketed everywhere. So, I mean, it's not like they had some niche products.
I hate all that shit. I hate it all. And not many people that I know want to go out and buy... That I know want to go out and buy... Kelly Clarkson is the only example I can give because I don't know anyone since that. Not that I even know her. I can't think of anything that's... The latest U2 album, do they have one? No, people want to get Rattle and Hum Joshua Tree. They don't want to go and get Bono's collaboration with fucking Lady Madonna. Fate. Well, I don't know these people, so I can't even do it. But... They want to go and get Van Morrison, them. They don't want to go and get Lady Gaga. But these are the people I know, not...
But the people that are buying the Lady Gaga thing probably never owned a fucking CD in their life. Like, I mean, it's straight on their iPod, and it's the fucking ringtone. It's not even the song, whatever.
You click a button, you get a shirt, a poster, a hat, a ringtone, a fucking album. You don't ever have to do that plastic thing that's shitty. It's got 4 stickers on it. And then, where do I put this? Like, what happens now? Yeah, you're right. They wouldn't have noticed it.
And that's... So, I mean... But that leads me to my frustration is the lesson has been learnt. Fucking big time by big companies. Borders.
Virgin.
Kodak. Like, they've learnt that shit happens that you need to be in touch with. And in my experience, where I was working, the massive retail presence in Australia, they don't want to. They think, oh well, but we're smarter than the people running Kodak.
Yeah.
Like we know that we're not doing the same thing they're doing, and you're sitting there as a fucking, I don't know, younger person who's immersed in the fucking greater world, and you're I'm not expert, but you kind of go, well, hang on. I'm sure a meeting like this or an argument like this was happening at Kodak.
Yeah.
Where some fucking young guy was going, look, we've got to tone down on fucking film. And start thinking about digital. Because even we invented the fucking technology.
Yep.
Yeah, we're not leaving.
We're not moving with it.
You know that there would have been those arguments, and someone would have been going, no, this and that. You don't understand revenue and budgets and blah blah blah, because that's how you get told when you're someone in a.
And I bet if that person,
when you're not a manager, you get all the jargon chucked at you about finance and how companies really work.
I reckon that person had an iPhone, but didn't know how to use it. You know what I mean? Like I reckon they had a wall full of. They probably still have an old JVC video player and whatever. Like those people aren't.
The consumer,
they're not, they're not representative of the people that they're trying to sell to.
Yeah, they got a fucking yacht and a town.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
we know the kind of people that we're talking about because where we live in Sydney, we see those people a lot. But they're not dealing with people want X, Y, Z, and they want it now, and they don't want to fuck around. And shopping can be for some people, but for most people, everyone's flat out busy.
Yeah.
So I mean, I should say we've kind of done 50 things in one go. Yeah. I shop online because I have to. Right. The end. So to answer your question, and we'll go back to some of those other points and stuff, but to answer your question, I don't have a choice. Yeah. If I need something for my work, or if I need something for me personally, 90% of the time, I need to go online. If I need food, I can go and get food.
Yeah.
If I need shoes, I have to search online to find a retailer that sells size 13 shoes. It's not size 13 is not a massive thing anymore.
No,
everyone's got bigger feet than that, but I still can't find.
Right.
And I don't know why. So I have to. I don't have a choice. As much as I don't like it, it has to be done. Otherwise, I miss out.
Yeah.
Not them. They're not missing out in any sense. They're losing my money.
Yeah.
But they feel like they can continue with this model, which. And
that's a good point, because I mean the sizing thing. I've got the same issues. The other end of the scale. I'm a small guy, and I can't. I walk into a store that sells, in Eastern Sydney, and it's all just very. You're not this, I don't know, 5'11" fucking size, generic whatever. So there's just nothing for me. And it's not that I don't have the money in my pocket, and it's not that I'm not willing to drop more money than I should on a pair of jeans. Because I will. Because that's what I'm there to do.
Yeah, exactly right.
Going home without a pair of jeans or shoes because everything was too big or whatever. Who are they waiting for? Like
they're waiting for the Backstreet Boys or something. They want to sell a bulk discount. Here you go. Here's your 5 white singlets and your hat and your tiny little beard that you can put on. But at the end of the day, those people are only a certain proportion of the demographic. And I understand sizing issues and stock issues. You can't have everything for everybody all the time.
No.
But when you ask, can you get it in for me? Which I shouldn't have to ask. No. Fuck, I can get it in for me. I don't fucking need you.
That's right.
I'll go and get it in for me and I don't ever have to see you again.
Yeah.
You should be saying, there's another shop, like, okay, it's not your shop, but there's another one, or maybe you're part of a chain, there's another thing you can do.
The whole experience,
We'll look after you, because this is what we do. We are clothing specialists. I'm an audio specialist. If you need speakers or a fucking television or something, I know that.
We'll sort it out.
They don't know that.
Even to the point where, they fucking order it online for you. Whatever it is, but I don't feel like they're really embracing that the world is different.
No.
And people aren't gonna, tolerate. Like you mentioned about the specialists. I mean, the chick selling you your fucking shoes might as well be selling you a CD in another store. Like
she probably has 2 jobs, and she probably works in fucking both of them.
They're not
Yeah.
Like you're buying shoes, no one pulls out the fucking tape thing, the measuring device anymore.
I've never seen that in the last 10 years.
You know, and then they just go and it used to be they measure your shoes and they bring shoes to you.
Yeah.
That they think are the right shoe for you.
Yeah.
Style-wise, whatever it might be.
Try it on, have a little walk. You do that thing where you look at your foot, which you never do,
Yeah.
in the little mirror, and you go, hey, that looks all right on my foot. So it's a fucking shoe. Yeah. No, they don't do any of that anymore.
Doesn't happen anymore.
They sit behind the thing talking to their mate, or if there's only one person on their phone,
Yeah.
or dealing with 40 other people. 'Cause
Yeah.
maybe they're overrun, they don't have enough staff or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's not a fun thing. It's not a pleasant thing. So not only do you have to, for myself, possibly for yourself, maybe for other people, do you have to go online to find what you want?
Yeah.
But there's a good reason to. I mean, convenience and price we'll get to.
Yeah.
But when you go into these shops and you're treated like a fucking idiot, JB Hi-Fi, for example, I've never been to one where, there was one guy who was about 60 and he was just like, looked like he was from the Grateful Dead or something, and he just knew. Yeah, man, this CD. One dude, and I've been into JB Hi-Fi 5,000 times, and it's like, dudes, you don't get it, man. Like,
well, their business model was almost like, we're going to be rude to customers, but we're cheap. You know, we've got most shit in stock.
why do you need to be rude?
But that's what I'm saying is, it's like they're almost got that angle. It's like no customer service.
Because it's generic. Anyone you go to around the state, because I've done that, and around the country, because I've done that, they all treat you the same.
Yeah.
They all treat you like, this isn't the shop for you. Okay, you're 16 and I'm 34. You might think that, and that's fine. But I'm buying stuff that you don't know or whatever.
You're buying stuff from her. You're buying stuff from JB Hi-Fi. And she just has this half-assed job on the weekend or whatever.
You're exactly right.
You know, so I guess my point to the whole customer service thing is the argument that a lot of these big retail thingamajiggies kind of say is, well, you know, people still want customer service. Fuck you. I get better customer service from a website.
Oh, absolutely.
Than I do in a store.
Hands down.
I will argue that till, you know, with proof. You know, like, you know, like it's not just a, like literally, whether it's Amazon or eBay or all these fucking Kogan, like these guys have thought about all the differences between an online experience and a physical presence, and they've plugged all the holes. You know what I mean? And then gone way beyond that, because then they can do things that a physical retailer can't or won't do. So this idea of customer service being better when there's an actual person is bullshit. Because anyone who's run a fucking, you know, telco can tell you that talking to a real person, fucking give me the keypad guy, you know, because it gets even more frustrating when they're just reading a script. Or whatever.
And they don't want to help you. And I do.
They can't. They're like power.
Well, exactly right. They need to get someone who's on their lunch break or who's no longer works here or who's, you know, been moved to another office or some shit. And I know there's an example that you've got that I will ask you about in a minute, because I think it's an absolutely cracking story, and it makes me laugh. And if no one else laughs, that's fine, because I want to hear it again, because I was in tears. But it's just really frustrating, because consumerism, consuming, capitalism, all these words that we don't really know unless you've studied it. Like, I'm chucking these words out there. I want to spend money, I want to earn money, I want to spend money, and I want to get things. Okay, it's kind of like Fight Club. I want a yin-yang table. Okay, I don't, but that's an example. But I'm unable to do that in the conventional way that when I was younger was just the only way to do it. The only thing to do was to go to a big shopping centre that had 100 shops, 50 shops, 20 shops, and 10% of those would have what I wanted. And I would go there and I'd give them money and I'd take what I needed and I'd fuck off. And that was fine. It doesn't work like that anymore. You can't go to these places and find anything, ever. It just doesn't happen. The time that you walk out with something is a victory. And I've got family that'll back this up. My cousin Sam will back me up. We fucking would buy stuff just to get a win for the day. Because we'd walked around to 10 different places and got nothing.
That's the worst thing in the world. Like, you go retail therapy, fucking Saturday, I just want to buy some shit, you know.
You worked hard all week, you got some money in your pocket.
And, you can't, it's actually, you feel shit when you leave. You leave this massive shopping centre, which is, you know, a $10 billion fucking property thing, you know, and you think, you know, someone's going to sell me something in here. And you get nothing but this isn't the shop for you, actually.
Yeah.
Because you're not wearing the right coloured fucking.
I've never worn the right coloured whatever.
Your phone's the wrong brand.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like you're not as cool as the guy that works there, so you don't get sold anything. Because they don't know how to sell people stuff, and they don't really. It's not about pushy salesman stuff. It's about, at the end of the day, it's about making people feel good.
Well, that's what we're there for.
You know, I was looking for something the other day in Harvey Norman, and Jerry Harvey's the biggest fucking guy on the news, always arguing about people aren't shopping here because of the $1,000 GST threshold and all these other excuses.
Yeah.
I'm in the store, money in my pocket, not leaving till I spend money. And there's 2 staff on duty, 2 girls, and they're talking to some other guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I don't know why there are 2 people serving him, or is he just a friend from?
Well,
Yeah.
At least
So
it was
I
a customer, and they weren't just talking to each other.
Well,
Which happens a
maybe
million
that.
times.
But they might as well have been, because
Yeah.
I just left and bought something from somewhere else.
Yeah. Did you go online or did you find it?
Oh, I found it in the centre.
Oh, sweet.
But
well, that's a win.
it's a win.
Straight away.
But in the context of that one retailer,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, how long does a guy have to stand around? Now, the reason, on top of that, why I would buy certain products online is what I find frustrating is you go to Harvey Norman and they stock brand X.
Yep.
You go to Myer and they stock brand Y. Now, the guy at Myer is going to tell you, if you ever speak to someone, they're going to tell you that the brand they stock is the best because of X, Y, and Z, and the guy in Harvey Norman is going to tell you X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And that's purely because someone up high made a decision with a distributor or whatever the fuck to get that brand in.
Yeah.
For no other reason than that. Quality is all by the by. You go online, or you put your phone out, and you can read 1,000 reviews, technical reviews, just basic day-to-day reviews.
You can get everything you need.
You can make the decision,
Yeah.
and that's why you get better customer service.
Absolutely.
You know,
And okay, so online's easier. There's product reviews, there's people, there's experts, there's not experts. There's everyone who goes online because everyone uses online every day. Probably every 10 minutes you'd be doing something online, checking your Facebook emails, whatever, sending a text message even maybe counts now when pictures and all that stuff. But the point of it is that, okay, you can't have everything for everyone all of the time in a real shop. That's okay. We've established that that's never going to happen. Then you've got to have customer service people who are going to come in, who are going to do the job, who are going to look after you and take your money and do what they're there to do, because they collect paycheck every week, whether they sell shit or not, generally speaking, if unless you own the business, whatever, that's a whole other thing. But they take their paycheck, whether they work hard or not, whether they do a good job or not, and it just doesn't seem, it's easy money. Retail seems to be in Australia a lower run position.
Not you're doing it at school or whatever.
Exactly right. I'm getting a part-time job at this place to pay for going out with my friends on the weekend, but there's no actual care or expertise. Or you try and get a job at a place you like the products that they sell, but really it's irrelevant. Like, one week you might be selling clothes, the next week you're selling toasters. Like, it's not. And what do I fucking know about toasters? But I don't work there, so everyone's a winner. But that's the customer service thing. I mean, everyone's probably got a million examples of things they can think of, and it's really frustrating. But I do want to know, because we're talking physical products here, we're talking online products, we're talking things where you hand over money, credit card details, whatever it might be, and you get a thing.
Yeah.
There's other issues with retail as well, with shops, customer service, services.
Yes.
Not so much the good side of it, but the services
And I
side.
think, probably the other sort of side of things is the service-based stuff, which is even scarier proposition, because a lot of that's the real taken for granted stuff.
Oh, totally. Because you need us.
Yeah.
You need us for this to happen.
Yeah.
Which is no longer the case. Are we going to mention names of companies in this story?
Well, we won't have to, I don't think. But
Why don't you just talk, and if we
yeah.
need to go back and bleep it out,
so
because we're going to say fuck and we're going to say shit, but we're not going to say
X and Y.
companies name.
No, I think I don't think it matters, to be honest. So I was.
Well, they can't call us because their network shit. So what are they going to do?
Yeah. So I guess the company I was with is irrelevant, because I don't imagine a different scenario with the other ones. So
Fair enough.
But
good point.
in any case, so the telco I had my
Vodafone. It was Vodafone. It was
yes.
Vodafone.
Uh-huh.
Go on. I did it, so you're fine.
I don't think.
Was it Vodafone?
Yeah.
It was Vodafone.
So I'd been with Vodafone for my mobile service for fucking forever, since I had a mobile. Not that counts to them, which is Yeah, went into, yeah. So, pay my overpriced bill every month, like spending, on a flat plan, which is way more than probably I needed. But anyway, doing that for, however many years. No issues. Bills always paid on time, blah, blah, blah. My latest contract was running out in about a month's time. So, my phone died. And it just literally just died. So I had a look. I was on a 1 year contract, so because the warranty is 1 year and the contract's 1 year, I was still, normally your phone dies after, normally your phone dies after you're on a 2 year contract and your phone dies and it's a year and a half.
Sorry,
so your contract's not up yet, so you can't get a new phone, whatever. But I went in there and I said, look, I just walked up to the counter waiting like everyone else. And I said, look, my phone's dead. Can you just have a look? I did all the tests and all the shit. Tried different battery and blah, blah, blah. I did all that stuff. She went round the back and verified that I wasn't lying or whatever.
And was this a 12-year-old shop assistant that we're talking about here?
I mean, she seemed to be more in charge, but she could have been it was a run-of-the-mill shop assistant, I guess.
Okay.
But
she wasn't.
She was rude. She did the whole, anyway, I'll get to that in a second. So, basically, I didn't go in there with any preconceived notion of what was going to happen, but I did want my problem solved because I'm in the store with a problem. One way or another, I just wanted the problem solved. We all need a phone in this day and age. I can't, I'm not saying I'm fucking all important business guy, but everyone needs a phone. So I walked in there. She goes, "Okay, look, you're still under warranty."
Yeah.
Tapped away on the computer. The computer that can only give the information they need, not anyway. So she goes, "Look, it's covered by warranty, but this store we don't have I can't give you a phone in the meantime while we send this away to Samsung or whatever it was."
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, hang on, it doesn't even matter if you gave me if you could give me a fake phone or whatever because I need that phone with all my shit on it."
Yeah.
So
it's not just about
the phone calls,
it's everything else,
whatever,
email access, banking,
all that
contacts,
shit.
the whole,
So, and because it was dead, it wasn't even like I was, time to do any backup stuff. So anyway, I said, look, you can't even give me a phone, so that's pretty shit on your behalf. I need that phone sorted. I need a phone today.
Yeah.
What else can you do?
Yeah.
Now this is the whole why I'm so upset about this whole thing. It's what can you do for me? Well, blank face, nothing. Poster up on the wall says we go that extra mile. That's a whole.
Yeah, they go that extra mile to print fucking posters.
Yeah. It's frustrating because they don't have any thinking ability. So I threw this one out there to her. I said, look, when does my contract run out? She said, in about a month and a half or a month, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
How about this then? Put me on a new contract today. Get me a new phone. I'm already kind of pissed off because that phone's dead and all my shit's on it and I've lost all that stuff.
Yep.
Half my fault, not backing up or whatever. But it's the kind of customer's in a shit mood as it is.
Yeah.
He's the one coming up. I wasn't adamant about this solution, but I was at least throwing something out there.
Because she gave me nothing.
She should have done.
Yeah. Right? So you come up with a solution that may or may not have been acceptable, but you're at least chucking it out.
Yeah.
Seems reasonable to me. Anyway,
she's like, "Oh, well, I can't authorize stuff like that. You need to go through the I said through who? Vodafone. I'm in the fucking store,
This is Vodafone at the front,
So, you need to go through the call center or whatever, I'm like, and it's like, I'm like, do you realize that people on the street do not differentiate your departments? I'm in the Vodafone store, that's Vodafone. Not, this is Vodafone fucking one thing, and the people I call and the website are different things.
Yeah, this is Vodafone Proprietary Limited.
Yeah.
This is Vodafone Online Proprietary. Like it's not.
All I know is I get a bill from Vodafone and I fucking pay it
Yep.
every month. Like that's what I know about Vodafone. You know,
they provide a service. You're happy to pay for that service. Service stops. You've gone in to try and sort it out.
Yeah. So I said, look, you put me on a new contract. You lock me in for another fucking however long because that's their business. That at the end of the day, it's not fun. That's why they give you phones for free.
Yeah.
It's why all this other shit's chucked in.
Yeah.
Their business is retention of customers paying their monthly bill.
Yeah, 100%.
I can't authorise anything like that. I can't help you, blah, 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 blah. And then she pissed me off because she looked at the people kind of behind me.
Yeah, there's a queue for it.
Yeah, and she's like, just be a minute. It's like, hang on. I waited in line as well.
Yeah.
And you're not even halfway through sorting me out.
So you lie to other people straight away.
Yeah.
So, this is the thing. Like, okay, so you're in a shop, you've gone there, you've done your thing, you've taken time out of your day, you're not going online, you're trying to do the right thing for yourself, but it also should be the easiest option for them. You're right there, you've got the problem, you're an articulate guy, we know what you're talking about, your phone's fucking died, happens, let's talk about a solution. She's got nothing, you've offered a solution, she can't do it, now so you're getting overridden to the people behind you.
Yes. So she goes, I can only, you're going to have to call the call centre, right?
Yeah.
Because I could put you on the contract, but it's going to cost you $200 or whatever the fuck it was going to be because you're breaking your contract with us or whatever. It's like a fine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can see that why that's there as a policy. And I'm not an idiot. Like, I come in and I'm fucking off to Optus.
Yep.
Or I just want a new phone.
Yeah.
I said, I don't even want a new phone. You can give me the same fucking phone. But I know why this policy is there, but I also know that I'm sure in the history of the fucking company, there's been a bit of leeway there for circumstances in general that...
Yeah, well, you come in, a good customer, paid your bills, many years of service.
1 month.
Going through them, it's
whatever. Maybe, I said, maybe that just get... I said, look, I don't even know if this is the solution. I just need to give me something to solve this problem. I'm throwing this one out there. I'm not paying $200. I said, if I'm going to give you $200 to cut my fucking contract or whatever, I'm just going to fuck off to Optus then.
Oh, 100%.
Because what's...
100%.
Why...
Well, you won't get a phone bill for a phone that doesn't fucking work.
Yeah. So if I'm going to... I said to her, if I'm going to cut my contract, if you're saying I have to... If you can waive the fee, then I'll... No, you're going to have to call the call centre, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, can't you, like, I'm here, why don't you do that? You talk to them, get me through all the bullshit. Push 1 for this, push 3 for that. Like, I assume they have, like, a number that's, like, a special one.
Yeah. Slightly different to customer. Yeah. Part of the company, we can get straight through the people we need.
No, she just dials a number and hands me the phone. She's like, you can sit over there. So essentially... I could have just stayed home.
Yeah.
I do this whole thing with 2 other people, Indian call centre thing. Get her on us, and now I'm at the point where I'm just fucking angry. I'm just, so I'm in a store speaking to someone in another country. Right? And it's the same issue. I'm like, look, you've got on the computer that I'm a customer, I've been with you guys for fucking however long. She's telling me I've got to pay some fee now if I want a new contract. Maybe you can waive it. I said, and the thing is, you can't actually talk to these people in the call centers like a conversation. They've just got scripts. It's all very, like, I'm trying to say to them, I don't even give a shit about the contract, the new phone. I have this issue. I need a solution today. I need a phone today. One way or another, I'm walking home with a new phone because I can't be without a phone.
Absolutely.
So, I might end up paying this fucking $150, $200 fee contract clause bullshit. Right? But I won't be staying with Vodafone if I do that. I'll just pay that out and fuck off to Telstra or Optus or whatever.
Which would be $2 down.
Oh, I'm fucking next door. Whatever. All phones or whatever. They don't understand that stuff. They're just going by the script. Like, she just kept going on about the waive fee and she can't
break from
and it's like...
So there's no point in you speaking other people. And you knew that anyway, going
So I just, and she went up and down. She goes, I'm going to go talk to my boss. And no, and sorry, sir, this, that. Anyway. And this is hours now. Yeah. Because, I'm just talking about the conversations. There's waiting time. There's verifying your details because you forgot some password you can't remember. There's, they're shouldn't have put you through to me. Yeah. You're going to now explain it to someone else.
Yeah. Who also doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. So I hung up the phone. I lined up again. I went to the counter. It was a different guy. I said, my phone's fucked. You guys aren't sorting me out. Yeah. I'm here. I don't want to talk about this again with you because I've spoken to 4 other people. Yeah. Can you just, I just want to cancel my contract with you guys because I need to go and get another phone elsewhere. Yeah. Right now. Yeah. Just, whatever the fee is, I don't give a fuck.
Because you're at that point. Yeah. How many hours would it have been roughly?
It's at least 2. Yeah.
It's
just supposed to be an in and out thing.
Yeah. Sure, mate. Anyway. We'll check your history. Yeah. No problems with payment. Yeah. We got you covered. Yeah.
Anyway. He goes, hang on. What do you mean your phone's fucked? What phone is it? Well, there's the swap policy thing. And he goes, if I've got that same phone, we can just swap it. Yeah. We have to keep your one, so you've lost that shit, but we give you a new one. Yeah. Guy talked me all through it. Fixed it up.
Sounded pretty good.
Yeah. It's like, so if I got you an hour ago or 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
Or is this the red alert, we're losing a customer, sort them out by any means necessary?
They had to drive you to that point before they can hit that phone.
I don't even know. Is it just lucky that this guy gives a fuck more? Maybe he knows more about shit. And he's probably not even he's probably just the casual who likes phones.
So he wasn't a manager or nothing, he was just a dude. Yeah. Younger dude.
Yeah, younger dude.
So he gets
he's not a bitchy snob fucking guy. He's just, and he just sorted me out. But and then I relayed this, I went home, emailed, customer service, told them the story. Yeah. That's not how we. No, that's not what our customer service is about. You know what? I don't give a fuck. I got my new phone. As soon as my contract expired, I switched over to TPG Mobile. Yep. It's $15 a month. It's all online. It all works. They send me this new SIM. They ported my number. The whole thing. Yeah. No questions asked. Which one's better service? Well,
in the realms of customer service, going to the shop and getting treated like not even being there. Yeah. Handed the phone, speaking to some person in another country, language issues, scripting issues, waiting times, bullshit. 2 seconds later, another guy happens to come in, sort you out within 2 seconds, and then you change anyway because fuck them. Yeah, why are you going to stay with them? Because the next time there's a problem, you have to factor in 2-3 hours more of your life dealing with people who don't give shit. Yeah.
It's just, and that's why I find, and people will say, but with TPG you're not going to get good customer service because they're in fucking Singapore or India or whatever. Yeah. It's what's the difference?
Yeah, you didn't get good customer service.
The reason they're $15 a month is because they don't have these stores, and the stores don't do anything. Anyway,
what's the point? And you're paying for that somewhere in your bill.
I'm paying for
you're paying for that shop.
That's what you're paying for,
which is useless.
Stores and CEOs and fucking whatever else.
Yeah. And bitches who take money and don't. Yeah. So TPG, you went to their shop?
No, just the website.
So they don't have a shop, mate. No, is that possible?
3 steps. Send me everything.
No.
Everything.
Is that possible in this day and age?
This day and age, that's where we're talking now. Beyond like you said, physical goods. We're now talking your whole life. And other people, TV stations are struggling because of it. Yeah. And as it comes your story with other services such as, entertainment. Yeah. Which I'd like to hear.
And well introed.
Yeah.
And it's a good one. We'll factor in a break and then we'll do it. We'll come back.
So, fuck you, Vodafone, I guess, is the moral. And I defended Vodafone for years.
Well, as a loyal customer, you defended them by giving them money every fucking month.
Yeah.
And they have problems with coverage and service.
Yeah, and I never had it.
There's a class action against these people.
Yeah.
We're not talking... Yeah. So the whole business model is flawed at some point.
Yeah.
But they're still around.
Yeah.
Because there's enough people doing what you've done, dealing with this.
But how much longer? Like,
Well,
can they rely? Because I'm not someone who just. I don't care about money that much. I'm not looking for bargains. I'm not the guy that always. I just stick with what I've got because I can't be fucked on the admin to switch it. That's what I'm like. But there's people that aren't like that.
Who will just keep going because they're not as savvy.
Something pisses them off, they're going to fuck off to the next.
Well, rest assured, the second that Vodafone shuts down, the second that enough people jump ship to someone else, it'll be on the news, and there'll be people out of work, and it'll be the customers, it'll be the consumer's fault for not supporting this big fucking business that employs 400, 500,000 people, 5 million people, whatever they employ, and they're now going out of business because people aren't staying with Vodafone. And it's like, well, it's fucking examples like this of why people are bailing, man. It's not a mystery. If you look through your logs, you don't need Scoob and the gang to fucking sort it out. It's all right there. But
that's
it's you're putting people out of work.
Yeah,
that's the moral of the story. It's your fault.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it's but I think that's you're right. That's the mentality. It's not. It's we haven't adapted or whatever. It's. People. It's just the money thing. It's not. It's not the money thing.
It's not the cost thing. And I've got it written down here that we should talk about cost at some point. Do you want to talk about cost?
Okay. Before we move on, then we'll talk about cost.
Bullshit's cost, because I pay a lot of money for shit when it's in a shop when I want it right now. Some of the stuff I need for work, you can't wait. You need it immediately. There's other people out there who spend more money than me on stuff they need more immediately. If you see it, you want it. We're talking consumer. We're talking spending money. We're not talking broccoli and bananas. We're talking fucking, I want the box set of DVDs, Blu-rays, whatever, with the CD and a little booklet. You see it, you're going to buy it. Cost. Let's talk about the cost, because the cost is the one issue that these retailers, when you news programs and current affairs and discussion panels and chats and newspapers and fucking radio, where they talk about, and online newspaper, they talk about cost as an issue. They say people are going overseas because of cost. Jerry Harvey, you mentioned him before. Other people that we know or don't know, they always think that cost is the main reason that people are going overseas, and I don't think it is. Because I pay money for shit that I need. I've got no problem with that. If I see something that I want or need, want probably more, because if you need it, but when you want something, you just want the cash. That's what it's for. You can't take it with you.
It's in front of you.
If it's in front of you.
Going back home and then ordering it and fucking, unless you're talking about thousands of dollars.
And
in some cases, that is applicable.
And some things are large, and that's where that comes from.
You're not going to buy to save $4 on a CD.
No. And then you've got to pay postage anyway. And no, I don't agree. I don't know anyone where cost is the issue, where cost is the single defining factor as to why they've gone online anywhere else. I've recently bought a guitar that I got from overseas, and I saved 50% of the retail cost. But the issue wasn't the money. Even though 50%, I saved $1,600 on this thing. The issue was that the retailer in Australia told me it'd take 6 months, and when I contacted the company directly, they told me it'd take 4. So why am I waiting an extra 8 months? Sorry, 12 months they told me. 12. And they said 4, and it ended up taking 6, so I apologise. So they told me 12. In Australia, the manufacturer told me 4, and it ended up taking 6. So I saved $1,600 and 6 months of my life to get something that I wanted.
So, if you could argue that had the guitar been on the fucking table,
would have bought it like that. Would have bought it like that every time. I've never seen. I'm left-handed. It's a pain in the ass. People who play would know. I've never seen a left-handed anything worth picking up in a shop. And there's one occasion that I did, and I bought it. And that was 15 years ago or something. That was a fucking long time ago. And since then, not a thing. You can get all the crappy ones that no one really wants. No problem.
So it's really, you're going online because it's fulfilling your needs, your wants. Full stop. Outside of money and this and that. And I argue that it's right. It's not the money. It is that, because we have a really, we've got a really pretty shit house offering on the street in Australia. Like, stores are very generic, more and more so. All your sort of niche shops, fucking gone. You know, like there's a couple of comic book stores, and there might be some like niche sort of CD places or whatever. But generally, the franchise model is it now, and not even like. For instance, you go to a Nike store in fucking New York and it's 18-story building.
Yeah.
You go to a 2-story little shop within a shopping centre in Australia. So the model doesn't necessarily work here because they're just these generic, watered-down versions of what things are anyway. So the few retailers which are interesting tend to be manufacturers. Apple, Samsung, they've got stores now, whatever. But they own the product, they sell the product, they make the product. And their specialty is the product. So the person selling you the iPad is selling you the iPad because he works for Apple.
He knows.
And that's it.
Yeah.
You know? All this other generic, when I say generic, I'm talking about, you know, all the clothes stores in every Westfield centre are the same. You know, it's the same.
And they have the same
stock.
Yeah.
They vary their stock a little bit for demographic if they're in fucking Western Sydney versus. But in general, it's the same shit.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think we will ever have a retail culture like the one, I don't know, you go to Japan, you want to be outside shopping. The shops are interesting. They've got crazy shit you haven't seen before. Some other types of crazy shit as well. But in general, it's a nice experience from the second you leave your house to, you know, you get into the stores, walking around the streets, there's music playing out on the streets, there's all these little, you walk in and out of these little fucking streets. And, you know, you see shit you haven't seen before, you want to buy stuff, you feel good, you're going to stop and eat something, some interesting street food.
Yeah, it's something to do.
Yeah, it's
not a necessity. You don't go shopping because in Japan, I need this, I better go because it's required. It's like, well, let's go shopping tonight, let's go have a bit of a wander around.
And it's fucking midnight. And you're doing, you know, like it's fun. You're out and about. And it's the same in Europe, you know, you're out, it's late at night, it's safe, there's things going on. 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, a couple of hours on Thursday night, like that's... And you're going to a shopping centre and the food court is fucking franchised. The stores are franchised and there's nothing interesting that happens.
And you can pay for parking at $12 an hour or you can only park for 30 minutes or 15 minutes. Some of these street places.
You know, so this whole outside of the stores or whatever you want to, you know, the whole culture isn't set up for that, for that sort of survival, I guess. That exists elsewhere.
Well, now that everything's moving forward, okay, maybe they can't. Maybe these big Westfield places and other shopping centres, maybe they can't up stumps and change the culture overnight. No. But they can do something instead of putting their head in the sand and saying, no, people still need us. People still need to come here because we're the largest bricks and mortar, blah, blah, this and that. And blah. So, well, we don't need to. It's the defence that really gets me. It's the blaming of the consumer and you know, news reports and bits and pieces, and it's never the fault of the person running the business.
GST keeps coming up. So, you know, we'll have the link for the Inside episode, but, you know, the lady there who was saying it's not a level playing field because of the GST threshold, and it's not going to make a difference because, it's I think the Kogan goal was like 10% isn't the issue. You raise the price 10%, it's still 40 or 50% cheaper. You know what I mean? So it's an excuse. Like, now, if you want to argue with the government about doing something, it's the things you mentioned. Let there be fucking street festivals that sell shit. Let parking not be $15, 15-minute parking. Let fucking, you know, if you're going to argue with the councils and the government about something, it's got to be culture driven. You know, like not about stupid things like this GST threshold. You know, that and any other these you know, or this defence of no, the customer service is good. You just have, you know, you got the person on a bad day. Fuck you don't get to have a bad day.
If you have a bad day and you're losing money for it, you don't then get to bitch about it and use it as an excuse and go, everyone has bad days. Okay, well, don't hire those people that have bad days. Like, come on, let's be sensible here. You can't say on one hand that retail's struggling in Australia. There's nothing but problems. We hear nothing but whinging and moaning from these traditional shop owners who run it in a traditional, i.e. 20 years old fashion. And on the other hand, say, well, everyone has bad. It's just excuse after excuse after excuse. It's not the reasons that they think it is. And that's the frustrating part, is that particularly on that Inside episode, I was watching that just thinking, none of this applies to me. None of this applies to me. The only person that I can recall, and there are a couple that I agree with, the only person I can recall is Kogan, the guy who runs that company. He applies to me because he gets it. He goes, come online, we'll look after you on price. Don't worry about anything else, we'll sort you out. And he seemed like the kind of guy, he's expanding. Whereas the other places I know from living in the city and in Australia, they're contracting. Westfield's having issues, they're trying so hard, chucking a lot of money into it. Here comes a guy who goes, we're fine. GFC didn't affect us, this doesn't affect us, that doesn't affect us. 10% price increase will mean nothing to our customers because they'll pay it because we're still 40% cheaper, like you said. There's not one excuse coming out of his mouth. He is growing his business and they're still talking over the top of him like he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's right.
And fucking annoying.
Well, he'd be the kind of guy that, in a boardroom meeting, you don't understand. You don't understand budgets and finances and revenue streams and blah, blah,
You've only been here for 3 years. We only listen to people who've been here for 10. It's like, one point there would have been a guy like him at Vodafone going, hang on a fucking minute, what's going on here? And no, you better, we don't listen to you. It's really annoying because it is a very prominent issue from that sector.
Bitching money aside, it's affecting the dollar now. It's obviously affecting the country as a whole. Jobs, blah blah blah. So it's, but it's hard to have sympathy.
Very hard.
Because you're not. They're not fulfilling.
Not even close. It's a goods and services provider. You're not providing the goods or the services.
And they've spent the last 20 years cutting out things which they felt they didn't need to provide. Free parking. Or, I don't know, David Jones used to have a piano fucking player in his books. Cut that expense. Well, why?
Why is that the thing that goes? Why don't you get rid of some of the dickhead staff that don't know what they're talking about?
The things that made it unique and maybe interesting. They cut off on all that, put it down to bare bones selling, because people are going to come here anyway. This mentality, everyone needs us. Well, actually, we don't.
100% we don't.
And there's still people like me and you around who are old school in the sense that we'd rather put cash on the counter. But that's 5 years' time.
Won't happen. Won't happen.
What
would you rather do now? Would you rather get up early and go to Bondi, Westfield, which is fucking busy, any time of day that it is open, on a Saturday morning, because you work Monday to Friday, and deal with a million fucking people and not find what you want, and then have shit food for lunch, and then pay $40 in parking for the privilege of not having one thing go right. Or would you rather stay at home, have yourself a nice cup of coffee, buy the 2 or 3 things you're looking for, and then go and treat yourself to a nice fancy lunch somewhere else, and you've saved hours and money. But it's the headache of the whole thing is what you're really saving, and that's the thing that gets me. I'd much rather just buy online to save the headache, the headspace. People who know me are always saying I don't have the headspace for this, and sometimes I don't. With the things that I do in my life takes up a lot of headspace. I don't fucking have the headspace to go to a shop and be nice to someone who's being a fucking dipshit because they don't know what's going on. Okay, it's not their fault. Fine, I'm not yelling at this person. I don't go and be rude to people. But at the same time, I don't want to have to pretend like
everything's fine.
It's fine. I understand that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And even if you did, you wouldn't have it in stock. And even if you did, it wouldn't be in my size. I understand all that. That's fine. I'm just not going to fucking go. Why would I go? There's no reason to.
It's just going to become more and more prevalent, So there's definitely that attitude with the store clerks now is just insane. There's really obnoxious or whatever it is. But I always feel like when I'm in a store, especially if it's any sort of fashion-esque.
You know the one you're thinking of. I know the one you're thinking of.
you know,
JB Hi-Fi. I'll say it again.
well,
I'll be the
JB Hi-Fi aside, I mean, they're an extreme. We are blankly rude to you.
Yeah.
I just think, you know, you go and trying to buy a shirt. And I'm not buying a shirt because I want to go clubbing, and that seems to be the mindset of the staff.
Yeah.
That, well, I'm buying a shirt
because I'm in a boy band.
Because I need a shirt for work.
Yeah.
And I don't want to come out of the change room because you're going to have a fucking mirror in it because you want me to come out so that you can comment on it.
Oh, it looks good. Is that roughly what they say? Oh, look at that, looks great. They don't tell you, look...
Yeah,
nothing.
They're not going to say, oh, you know, that's the wrong cut for you. And this is a better cut for your stature or whatever. No, it's like, oh, that looks awesome, you should buy it. It's like, no, how about? No, because it's fucking too big. Or it's not cut properly. The sleeves are too long or short or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Sort me out with a shirt.
Yeah. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Call a spade a spade. It's not right for me. That's fine.
Yeah.
Do you have one that is?
Yeah. It's just very, you know, you're just not the demographic of their friends, so you're not going to get spoken to well, or whatever it might be. You know what I mean? Like, there seems to be a disconnect between a job and the way you treat people in that role, customer service, versus what you do on a weekend with your friends. You know?
That's pretty well put. I can't...
Because that's what... I could be wrong, but that's how I see it when I'm in a store. Because I know I've got money in my pocket. So if I'm not buying something, there's something else happening. You know? There's just a different... I'll give you a quick example. I walked into a camera retailer. I needed a lens, expensive lens. And I said, I need this... doing some photography on the weekend, need one of these, and I did not walk out there with one, and he had them. And I didn't walk out there because he was treating me like I'm some fucking guy with no money, and I'm going to take a phone call over here, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to talk down to you, and all this other bullshit. So I just on principle. You're buying a fucking toy, you should be excited, and he should be excited.
Well, he's making his money. He's making his rent for the week or whatever.
I didn't go in there saying I'm looking at prices and I'm thinking about it. And I was like, I got a shoot coming up. I need this thing. You know? Fuck it. The attitude was, I don't know you, you're not a regular, you're not one of my friends. Whatever.
What are you doing? You don't talk to me. What are you doing in here?
He sort of gave me a quick, here's a couple of things, you can fuck around with them. Oh, sorry, the phone's ringing, I've got to go. So I had, what the fuck, man? We're talking like $1,000. We're
not cheap. Not cheap.
If you can't focus and talk me through all this and spend a fucking hour and a half with me if it takes, then online, got it cheaper. It wasn't the point, mate.
No, absolutely not. And it's not as though...
I had the cash in my pocket. It wasn't...
And this particular example, you know about that field. You know what you're looking for. And I know this story we talked about when it happened. You went in there, you said exactly what you needed, you said exactly what you wanted, you had money in your pocket, and you still walked out with nothing and waited for the postage to arrive with the product from some other place. Because fuck him, that's why. Because why are you going to do that? Why do you want to give money to that? It's a sinking ship. You're not going to chuck cash down it to try and get it back afloat. Fuck him for being a prick. I'm not going to give you money. And now you're going to have problems because this is the way you treat people. When did that become a thing? In my job, when I was working in insurance, and you treated someone like that, fuck that. They would bail. I had monthly threats of a current affair today, tonight, newspaper. I know Andrew Bolt fucking next week. Well, so, mate, you don't understand. I'm doing the best I can. Well, how do I know? Because the other lady said, the other lady doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. And that was really one of those things. It's like, if we don't deliver in the financial sector, they're going to go to one of the other providers. Your Vodafone story, you ended up going to one of the other providers. This guy with the lens fucking immediately went to another provider. Like, the gaps between dealing with bullshit and moving on to someone else, because there is someone else available to provide the same thing.
That's it.
The gaps are getting shorter and shorter. To the point now, if I go somewhere I'm not happy, if it's a restaurant, I'll pay and I just won't ever go back. Because you can't cause a big problem. This waiter, it's big things. Like, it's not... If it's a product... I'll just leave it on the counter and walk out. I've got no problems with that anymore. I'll go online and I'll get it. It'll be cheaper. It'll probably be quicker. And I know that I can get it as well. That's the thing. It's definitely available.
Yeah, and the service thing's a scary one because services, like you said, they're not goods. They're not. It's not like a one-off purchase.
Yeah,
It's your monthly bill.
Yeah.
And people are moving away from You give more money to a service provider than you do to fucking anyone, Or potentially you just don't sit there and sum it all up. But the second someone comes along and says, fuck it, we're not based in this country, but we can do it all through the internet.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you do
For
it?
a lot less money.
Yeah. And a lot less headache.
Yeah.
A lot less headspace. And save yourself a bunch of hours talking to some idiot at the fucking shop that probably doesn't deserve to be there. I mean, it becomes, like you say, a dollar issue. It becomes a jobs issue, and that's not something that I'm really comfortable getting into.
No, I don't know enough about it. But it's clearly, I guess all I'm establishing is that there's clearly a greater issue that is going to affect.
Yeah, there's ramifications for you being a dickhead.
Yeah.
Like, you might not realise it, and you might only be a teenager, but you working in this shop, selling $1,000 pieces of equipment, there's ramifications for you not doing that properly because everyone's doing that. Yeah. Everyone's acting that way. Everyone's treating you like, what the fuck are you doing here? Yeah. I'm talking to my mate Steve-O. Yeah. What are you going? I went to a shop the other day, the guy had his fucking headphones on. I was walking around for ages trying to get someone to help me out, and I thought, I can tap him on the shoulder and go, excuse me, mate, can you help me because you're the guy in this department? But it means he's going to have to take his headphones out and he's going to have to stop it. And he's probably going to go, what? Yeah. Or, who are you? Or, don't touch me, or fucking whatever. And all of those are probably fine if it wasn't his fucking job. Yeah. So I walked out, I went home, clicked 2 buttons. Less than a week later, here it is. Yeah. Didn't have to interrupt this young man listening to fucking whatever the fuck he was listening to. But, are you serious that happened? Did that, come on, man. Yeah,
it is. And you're right. They've just got their excuses, they don't have solutions. And that's the thing, when you throw the word retailer out there, we're using that as the retail sense. But no, retail is strong. But it's a different beast now. It's online. It's peer-to-peer fucking like shopping and eBay and all that sort of stuff. It's direct to manufacturer, middleman. I mean, the internet, without even going, that's a whole other thing. But the internet removes middlemen.
Totally.
And that's what it's done. Totally. You can buy your fucking house, your biggest investment ever, without talking to a fucking real estate fucking dude or whatever.
Well, it was explained to me that it was distributors, because of the country, because of where we're located, girt by sea, there's no land routes in, obviously. Yeah. It was explained to me that is the biggest expense, and as such, distributors will make the most money, and they'll inflate the price. Yep. X%. I don't even want to chuck a number on it because there's like 4 or 5 products I'm thinking of, and they're all large and small, whatever. But people know if you can get it direct from the manufacturer, you're saving yourself money. But they probably don't realise that you're saving up to 50%, possibly more on other things. Maybe it's only 10%, but maybe it's 10% off a fucking new car that you're getting shipped over from Europe on a container because it's. I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things.
I guess I guess we're just trying to get through the fact that the issue isn't some half-assed GST fucking 10% thing, which they will never put in place because I think the cost of tracing it's more than the fucking benefit. And what for? And you know what? I'll do 2 orders under $1,000 or under $100.
Exactly. Or I'll get the guy to write $8.99 on the box instead of $1,000, and you'll avoid it that way. Well, it's not ideal, but this is
the exact thing. You're sort of nailed it. If they ever introduce that, an overseas retailer who ships to Australia will immediately solve that problem.
Yeah.
They will solve it. They will go, for Australian fucking customers, we divvy up your fucking orders into lots of $50. I'm not... It's
not suggesting that that's what they do.
I'm being extreme about it, but they will fucking solve it.
Because they want to keep selling products and making money.
That's what they're doing. They keep solving. They solved the people don't want to wait for their product. Okay, guaranteed fucking overnight. Guaranteed 3 hours. The online retailers, even the ones in Australia, like Kogan's and all that, they're actually solving all these fucking barriers.
Yeah. They're not putting up more. No,
they're
breaking down other
people's excuses because. I mean, again, without going into too much detail, they're problem-solving type people. It's people that web development, design, whatever. They're not retail. They're just no one who works at Kogan isn't earning their money because they're they're store-bought.
Yeah,
It's a fucking software developer, it's a marketing person, it's whatever it might be. How can we get products to people quicker? How can we improve this? How can we make the fucking reviews better? How can we get their emails to them better? How can we... I got an email from Kogan telling me to fix my Gmail inbox because I might be missing out on special offers if they go to my social inbox instead of my main one. Like, they don't use that as a fucking excuse. Gmail fucked up everyone's inbox, sales are down. No, they're sorting it out. They're sorting it out.
And if you want something from the US, for example, and they don't ship to Australia, there's a fucking company that will give you a PO box and they will ship that fucking to you, no problems.
Problem solving people.
And they'll take a very small amount of money and it is 100% worth it because why else wouldn't you do it the easiest way for yourself?
We'll go to the service thing. People are doing that with Netflix. You know, people you can't get Netflix in Australia, but you can fucking mask your IP and all this other shit. And there's a little fucking app you download or a service you use for $10 a month or whatever, and it solves the problem for you. And then you've got Netflix in Australia.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to watch fucking Channel 10. You know? Which you're not anyway, right?
Well, no one is apparently. They're pretty close to London.
Because no one fucking wants the satellite dish on their roof, or they live in an apartment, it's too much of a head fuck, or whatever.
Or they don't want to pay $160 a month for shit
for nothing, and then the extra $30 a month for the actual thing you're trying to watch.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a real pain in the ass. I mean, the whole internet, Netflix, movies, see these things is another issue. We'll probably get to that another point. But it's just an example of them not moving with the times and creating more problems than solutions. When it's them that need our money, we don't need a lot of what we're talking about buying here. We're talking about luxury items. We're talking about wants. We're talking about, I like graphic novels. I like Blu-rays. I like this. I like that. So I'm going to go and fucking buy it because that's what I work for. Because that's what I enjoy.
And the people who are trying to solve problems, and this is the why it's the sort of the funny one, is you only really get 1 or 2 chances when it comes to us to fucking get it right.
Yeah.
And do you want to tell you a little story about someone who's trying to give a service to Australians that can't get it?
I've got a story. I've got a story, and you were there. Yeah. And I've got a printout. I've got two things here, which is interesting. We started going to, and I'll just tell it like it's a story because Lorenzo hasn't heard these emails before, so we'll go through it. But we started going to the movies to watch the UFC. It's a live event. It's like a boxing thing. It's like a live football final. It's a thing you used to pay for. Pay-per-view. You'd go to a pub to watch it. You'd go to a friend's house who had Foxtel and you'd give him $10 and there's a few people who would chip in to do this thing. But Hoyts started running it in capital cities and whatever. So we started going to watch the UFC at Hoyts. So we went to, I went to 1 then. I think we went to 2. Yep. Or did we only go to 1?
We went to 1.
We went to 1. So there's been 5 that I know of. I went to 1. Then we went to 1, and then we tried to go to another 2, and this is where the story comes in. So we went to about 5 weeks ago, maybe 6 weeks ago.
Anderson Silva.
Yeah, Anderson Silva fight. Like one of the biggest fights going.
Yeah, if you're going to see UFC,
that's the one to go and see. See it in the movies, eating a whole bunch of shit food, watching on a massive screen, live event. The first 2 times that I went were quite good. It was all worked out reasonably well. There was a couple little bloop from the feed, but it wasn't a big deal. Like you can deal with a little bit of that, but. We went to this other one, Anderson Silva. Biggest promo I'd ever seen for this fight. Biggest amount of hype. Biggest amount of, the challenger's a new guy. The champion's an old guy, and something's going to happen. And we get there and we buy all the shit food that you do in a popcorn juice. It's mostly me, Lorenzo doesn't know. And I was sitting there and waiting in the theatre, and there's a few people around sort of having a little bit of a chat. And everyone was really excited, and it was going to be a really good event. The screen wasn't on, and that concerned me because it was after 12 o'clock when they said it starts. Live event from Las Vegas.
Things usually just on.
Yeah, just running because that's what you do when you go to these things. There's not really anywhere great that we know of that we want to go to in Sydney to see this type of event because you've got to deal with people and that you maybe don't really want to be dealing with. And, I don't want to go to the fucking casino. I don't know the clothes that would let me get into a casino. So straight away, the movie's worse for me. I'm sitting in the dark, popcorn, Coke, loving it. 12 o'clock comes, nothing's happening. 12:05 comes, nothing happening. 12:10, nothing happening. Anyway, people walking in and out from the cinema telling us, look, we're sorry, there's a feed problem, there's this issue, blah, blah, blah. There's about 4 or 5 different people came and said, we can't do this at the moment. We're going to get up and running. You might miss a little bit of the intros. This might happen, that might happen, etc. 40 minutes later, 30 minutes, 40 minutes later, it's off, guys. It's all cancelled. Make your way to the door.
Yeah.
Leave. Basically.
Here's a free.
Here's a free ticket.
Yeah.
But thanks for coming and wasting your fucking day. You're going to miss the fight.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of people scrambled out trying to find somewhere to go and watch it. There's one pub around the corner, very small. You may as well watch it on your phone if you're going to go and stand there and deal with this. Anyway, we don't want to go and deal with drunk people watching fights. It's not the ideal situation. That's fine. We leave unhappy. Biggest fight that I've ever played.
Your day's fucked. Like when you've got any sort of plan like that, your day's
12 o'clock.
It's
middle of the day. What do? We went and had chicken. That was fine. and this is the thing that we'll talk about another time. Then the fight was watched through means that are not exactly ideal for providers of such services. They don't really want me watching the fights in the way that I did. And that's, I understand that.
But, and you have to watch it the next day. And
I had to watch it the next day. The thing, it was old news, whatever. So we went out and spoke to the lady and said, look, a bit disappointed, big fight. I'm very polite to people. I swear a lot when I'm with my friends, but I'm very polite to people.
No, I can vouch to that. Yeah.
You don't know me because
I'm not, but you are. Right?
I don't want someone to come up to me and ruin my fucking day.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that to other people.
Yeah.
And as much as we go on about the retail and this and that, the individual person who's doing their job is fine, and there might be a bigger issue.
Yeah.
The individual person who's not doing their job doesn't get yelled at and spat on and slapped by us. But they are part of the problem. Yeah. So in this instance, the lady behind the counter was lovely manager. Here's your money back. Here's a free ticket. So I bought popcorn and shit. Like, I'd eat most of it, whatever. But she gave me the money back for that. That's fine. They didn't do a lot of things that they could have done. They should have just fucking put on a movie. They should have gone, and sorry for this, and here's Wolverine, or here's fucking...
It's not out yet. Or we don't have to show it yet or something.
Here's Terminator 2. Like, they should have had something... It doesn't have to be UFC, fit that genre or trope or whatever, but here's just something, we're sorry. Because the movie theatre wasn't going to be used for at least 3 hours, a 3-hour event, right? So anyway, we did all that. We went, I had a big spiel about it in the car. You had a big spiel about it in the car. Went and talked about it, whatever. I then sent them an email a couple of days later, and I got it here, and I'll read it out. It's a nice email. You get the idea. You'll get the kind of person that I am from this. Didn't know to whom to send it. Had to send it to a really dodgy account that I didn't find on the Contact Us. It was only a web only. You fill it out, you got no record, and they might not get it, and whatever. So I found an email address, and I sent them this, and I'll read it in full. It's only quite short. It said, "G'day Hoyts." Typical classic opening. Classic. I don't know who it's going to. G'day, friendly, cordial. Nice. I'm not angry. I just said g'day. I don't say that to people. Yeah. Not fuck with. You fucked it. Fuck off. It doesn't say any of that.
That was my email.
It's your email. Yeah. What response did you get?
No.
I didn't get a response to this email. Okay. You can tell me if this is not justified. G'day, Hoyts. Lovely. I don't want to be one of those difficult customers or anything. Straight away acknowledging, letting them know I'm aware. There is a but. I don't want to be one of those difficult customers, any comma, but the last time we all turned up to watch a UFC at Hoyts, brackets Broadway, New South Wales, that's where it was, Broadway Shopping Centre, whatever, we waited 30 minutes before being told it wouldn't be on due to technical issues. Watered down the issue, didn't talk about the conversations and the dicking around and the bits and the fucking headache that it caused. Just said, look, didn't happen. 30 minutes is a long time. You must have known beforehand. Come on, guys, what are you going to do? Second paragraph. That was one paragraph. So come on. Whilst I do understand that these things happen, again, understanding. I understand. G'day, I understand. I'm with you. I'm on your side, but you got to give me something to work with here. And I certainly agree with the way it was handled on the day. The manager did an excellent job, to be honest. Complimentary. Cordial, complimentary, understanding. That's the kind of person I am. She did a great job.
They all got sorted out.
Look, no one got fucking punched. No. So straight away for the UFC crowd, no one got punched is a good deal. There were no fires. Great. Fantastic. Manager did an excellent job, to be honest. We're a little shy about coming back. Okay, so despite the fact that everything was handled well, considering the fuck up, we're not sure that we're going to be coming back here because we missed out on a massive fight, which I go on to say. Last time we missed the event and the title fight in which the champ lost. For UFC fans, that's obviously quite a big deal. It's all in the email right here, word for word. There's nothing edited out. There's no swearing. Very polite, understanding, cordial, lovely. As such, what guarantees can you provide that this won't be happening again? Thanks for your time. Cheers. I put my phone number. I put my email. I put my full name. So I'm contactable. I'm not a random guy. I'm not posting under some, big tits 2269, haha, whatever email account. It's all legit. It's my work email, phone number, full name, polite, pleasant, cordial. Nothing. Fucking no response. Not even a thank you for your inquiry. Not even a we'll get to it later, motherfucker. Nothing. Zip. Nada. Then I talk to you and I say, UFC's coming up at Hoyts Broadway. We've been there once before. It was good. At this point, you were 50-50 strike rate. You'd been to one.
Fool me once.
Fool you. Well, we ended up fooling you twice because we went back. I sent that email. I then resent that email. I've actually got the dates here. One was like 2 days after the event, and then the next one was a week after the first email. Saying, oh, you're busy, you got things going on. My polite email might have got lost because it's not screaming up and down, whatever. Maybe you should have a look at it. The second email I sent was a reply to a promo that they were running where you can go and meet Sugar Rashad Evans, who's a fighter, whatever. It's not about him, so I'm not going to badmouth him because he'll fucking kill me. But he was there, and I kind of wanted to say, mate, do you know that the last time they did this, they couldn't show the event? It was the silver fight. It was a big deal, whatever. I didn't get a response to my email, Sugar Rashad. Maybe you could take that up. I didn't want to do that, so I said to Lorenzo, I said, mate, it's on again. It's going to be an interesting card. It was a few people that no one had really ever heard of, unless you're mad hardcore. Some do. We're not big drinkers. Just go and have a nice day out.
What I was getting at the start of the conversation, they're trying to bridge a gap in the market.
It's only very new.
Yeah, at least they're trying to do something.
And I'd love to support this kind of thing.
Yes,
so
that's what we've got.
This is what we've got. And I've been 4 times, but I've only actually seen 2 fights. Which is the thing that really pisses me off. So I didn't get a response to either of those emails. There was another one coming up, and I said, look, I want to go and see this one in September. Works out, it's my birthday. I want to do it. It's for me, whatever. But I want to go and do it at Hoyts because when it's worked twice, it's been a really good thing, and let's support them and try to do something. Send an email via Facebook or send a message via Facebook. Post it on the wall for everyone to see. Immediately after that shit fight with the Sugar Rashad Evans day and whatever, and the thing wasn't shown, and we lost it. We lost our shit there, and so this is bullshit.
That's it.
This isn't the game. This is twice, guys. This is twice. The first time, a couple of emails, nothing. The second time, I said, let's go up and see it. It's going to be on for sure, 100%.
They're not going to fuck it up twice.
They're not going to fuck it up twice, especially not immediately after the other one. So it was much the same as before. We went there. We bought all the things that I like to eat because I like it.
This is why they do it.
So you buy food and shit.
That's where they make their money.
And $8 a fucking Coke.
Yeah, $8 a water.
And that's how it's at.
Anyway.
So, anyways, I skipped ahead a bit. We went to the second one, and needless to say, it didn't show. So they're now at a 50% strike rate for me, 2 on, 2 off. For you,
don't do it.
66 1. No good. 2 off, 1 on. And I said, look, this is fucked. And I said to the lady at the counter, who was the same manager, she gave me back our money. She refunded the tickets. We didn't get free tickets this time, and I only get a refund on my junk food, which is probably fine. I should learn a lesson. That's fine. I've got no problem with that. It was a gimme the last time. I said, oh, no free tickets this time, like considering we've wasted our day. And that was how I said it all nice. And I said, look, I know it's not your fault. I know you're not the lady. Although you suggested she had a cable in her back pocket, a pair of scissors or something, which I thought was fucking real helpful. I know it's not your fault, but we've come here, we've paid our money, we've done everything that you've needed us to do. And you haven't done what you were supposed to do. You haven't provided the service that we've all paid for. I said, you got to understand, it's a big deal. The people who are into this are into this. And there was more people. It was quite busy because of the Rashad Evans signing stuff.
Whatever. So there was
what would you say, 80 people?
Yeah, it was like a lot busier.
Yeah, which is like 4 times what it was before.
So and they weren't the kinds of people I'd want to be.
I don't want to fuck with them. I don't want to fuck with them.
We're not going to ever do anything other than
run,
piss and moan. But
well, I'm going to collapse.
There are some people who are,
who are going to get a beer. And they were selling alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
They were selling beers on the little cart.
From the get-go.
Next to the chop tops. Come in. Have your beer. Yeah, it was pretty nice.
So the crowd was a bit more rowdy.
They were a bit upset.
Yeah.
And they sent in person after person, similar to the first time, person after person saying, look, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, we're going to give it another 10, and then we're going to say it's off. And everyone got a bit angry about it. I wouldn't say anyone would ape shit. I wouldn't say anyone lost their marbles, but there was a lot of...
Or there was a lot of scurrying to where can we go and watch it. Yeah. These are like real hardcore
fans. They want to go and check it out. So they had this big promotion, come and meet this guy, come and watch the fight afterwards, and they only delivered on 50% of that, which is shit. I mean, that's 2 times in a row. I'd argue that you're no longer providing that service, and as such shouldn't be advertising it anymore because you can't.
This is what I was getting at the start. It's like you only get so much of a go.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You don't get a free pass. You know, like you're not the only provider of
100%
streaming fucking live events. So you don't get them. You don't have the monopoly on it. You can't just do a shit job of it. You can't do a shitter job than a fucking website.
Yeah. Which is exactly what it was.
And that's what goes on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The thing that really pissed me off was when we came out the second time and everyone, all the 14-year-olds who worked there, were in their UFC shirts, and I said, fuck me, they've spent more money decking out these kids in these clothes than actually putting the show on. Getting the actual thing running. And when I spoke to the lady, I said, look, you know, this happened last time. What's the go? It's not my fault. I said, I understand. I know it's not your fault. Oh, this happened and that happened in the feed and this problem. I said, well, look, we've lost the fight again. We've lost most of our days. It's Sunday. Like, it's not ideal. We didn't get free tickets. She said, no, we're not getting out free tickets. Well, you should give them out this time more than last time because this is fucking 2 in a row. Sorry, I wasn't swearing at her. I was being very nice, polite with her. Anyway, Facebook, which I skipped to before. That's the story. I went on Facebook. I sent him a message immediately because we went to Newtown and hung out. And went to the pub. So went to 3 different pubs. They weren't showing it.
It's actually it's not that easy to watch
for some reason. Maybe it's the area we live in. Maybe if we lived somewhere else, don't say it. Maybe if we live somewhere else, they might have it on. They might have it on in a fucking car park, inside a cage or something. But I don't want to go there because I don't get popcorn. So I go home. Once you leave, we had a great day, whatever, talking shit and being upset. And went to a pub and I choked on a fishbone, but that's not anyone's fault.
That's next week's.
Fuck me, rant pants next week. So I went home and sent a message and I said, look guys, this is 2 times now. DOS, in case there's any Spanish speakers out there. What's going on? What's the deal? You know, the Facebook message was quite short. Please let me know if this is going to be a continuing problem. Please contact me because I haven't heard back and I would like to know because I'm trying to support you guys and you're making it quite difficult. Because I'd love to take a whole bunch of people up there and do this and hang out.
I'm never going to vouch for it.
Like, what are you going to do? Oh, mate, you should come up. It's really good. They take all your money and then in half an hour they tell you to fuck off. Like, you don't even get to watch a fucking movie. If they had put on Aliens or something, man, I would have been stoked. $20, they had Jaws. Like, they could have picked any movie and I probably would have been happy. Anyway, so this is the email I got back and it's a bit longer and it's from the manager. Apparently the manager I spoke to, but it's not. So I sent a message on Facebook. Well, it's posted on the wall, but you can't message them directly. They don't want to fucking hear from you directly.
I haven't heard this.
This is good one, mate. As you can see, it's quite lengthy. So bear with me as I read this. So my email, polite, nice, short, and this is the one I get back. Thank you for the correspondence regarding your recent visit to Hoyts Broadway. So that's
a fucking lawyer wrote this.
They fucking should have had a lawyer write it. Because like straight away you go, hey, it's one of those emails. It's not a, whatever. Anyway, we appreciate your patronage at Hoyts and welcome your feedback. Well, you don't. Because I fucking emailed you twice and I sent you a post on Facebook, which isn't really the method to sort problems out. And this is the response to that. Welcome your feedback. It is this feedback that allows us to improve on the overall cinema experience. Okay, that's fine.
I haven't seen anything yet, though.
This
could be any email response.
It is any email response. This is where it goes into the specifics of the issue on the day.
Okay.
You'll note that it's my fault, like, for going there. It's not my fault that it didn't work, but it's my fault for believing that they would fucking deliver on what they said they were going to deliver on, which they didn't do 2 times around. So that's the blurb at the start. That's the little whatever. Fine. Businesses have that. I'm writing in response to your comments regarding the technical fault experienced in your screening of the UFC event on Sunday afternoon. This email came 2 days after the message, so I've sent it on Sunday afternoon, just a couple of days later. I was the manager on duty at the time of the error. So I'm a little bit into the language used. Error. So not problem, not mistake. Issue, not mistake. Fuck up is what I termed it. Error. Still implies someone's at fault, though.
Yeah, well,
but it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
Please accept my sincere apologies for any disappointment caused. Oh, I feel better now. I got my money back.
Yeah.
For some of it.
Yeah.
I didn't get my time back.
Yeah.
We didn't get the parking money from the fucking...
Yeah.
My lunch wasn't paid for. The screening was set to go ahead as scheduled until very close to the time of the event. Fair enough. At the time, the lead technician from Hoyts Cinema Technology Group was on site to oversee the technical aspects of the event. Normally, a site...
I can picture that as an 18-year-old whatever, just dude with his shirt out. Yeah.
On his phone.
Yeah.
His phone plugged in.
That's a very fucking extreme fucking title. But anyway.
Yeah, lead technician. Yeah. I was reading over it because I wasn't... okay, the technical aspects of the event, chord A, socket B, hit go, we're on.
And it's like, this shit just works. What, is there a guy constantly having to fuck around with dials?
It's a 1950s telephone exchange. It's
like,
fucking constant. Normally site projectionist, blah, 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 fine. Normally, technology, whatever. Normally, a site projectionist is available to oversee such events, but we had encountered previous satellite problems, and as such, a specialist technician was brought in to solve any last-minute problems. Okay, so now they're using the word problem. This specialist technician better not be fucking employed, because he didn't sort out shit. All he did was take my money and my time and deliver fuck all. Specialist technician was brought in to solve any last-minute problem. There were last-minute problems. They lasted 40 minutes before he told us to go home. Unfortunately, the problem encountered on Sunday afternoon was a failed connection between the IRD receiver. What's an IRD receiver? Is that a thing? Is that a made-up?
Okay, what do I give a fuck what that is?
This is exactly.
I go there, I want to watch the fucking UFC. I assume it's magic that's making it work. I don't care.
There's a guy behind the curtain.
This is what,
Yeah, this is the thing with this email that I just did. It was just it's just a big excuse. I mean, it's reasonable. It's not... It doesn't solve shit, though, and it doesn't guarantee... As I said earlier, I was looking for some sort of, in my previous email, some sort of guarantee or acknowledgement that there was a problem and something that wouldn't happen again. Unfortunately, IRD received it, 3-letter acronym, could just say TLA, or fuck, who knows. And the satellite dish itself, the difficult location of the satellite dish on the roof of the Broadway shopping centre was the main factor in the screening being cancelled. Now, wait. That fucker doesn't move. They don't get up there and bump it around. There's 4 guys trying to get, there's clouds, and that stays on the top. The satellite dish at Broadway Shopping Centre is not going to be moved. So why is that the problem?
Not every time.
Well, yeah, and
it's never worked.
Well, yeah, it's been lucky because it's only ever worked twice that I've seen. But that's not going to change. Yeah. So if it's a 50-50 that it's going to work or it's not going to work, you shouldn't advertise it like the biggest fucking
thing going.
It's
a 50-50.
We'll take your money
after
if it works. Yeah. On your way out, give us your $20 because it worked, yay. Or if it doesn't work, then, at least you're not out of pocket up front. So that really puzzled me because at the end of the day, they're still promoting it as an event that's going ahead.
Yeah.
They're still saying that this is something that we're going to do monthly because it is monthly. Yeah. The next one comes up on the 1st of September here. It doesn't say on any of these advertisements subject to issues with the fucking satellite dish on the roof. Technical guide, whatever. It doesn't say any of that bullshit. It just says this is going ahead and there's no mention that there have been problems in the past. So I can assure you that the problems encountered on the last UFC event are in no way related to the technical issues at any previous events. So the previous event was some other dickhead problem. And this one is, I would have thought this would be the overriding issue. Like, we're not talking cables and pulleys and levers and steam engines here. We're talking a satellite dish on the roof. If that's not working...
But it's... These are things, like I was saying, these are things that people click a couple of buttons on their computer and get. They don't get to make these excuses this day and age, is the whole point. There's probably a UFC fucking app on your phone that will fucking do it all. You can't have this.
Yeah. You can't. It's bullshit.
So, whether they apologise, give your money back, give you your fucking time back with a fucking time machine. It's not the point. The point is you expect the service and you want it. And we gave these fuckers 2 goes.
Which is more than we would normally do. I normally go once. But because when it works, it's good, I thought, I'll give them another go. And there's no way they're going to fuck it up twice in a row. And I said to you, there's no way. Come with me, Lorenzo, and we will watch this and it will be grand. And it was shit house. Because it didn't fucking work again.
Like when some overseas online thing says, hey, UFC, $30 a month, so,
straight away.
Well, who's going to fucking hesitate? Oh, no, we go to Hoyts, it's awesome. And they're local and they're,
we're going to support,
So, no, I think all we've been trying to sort of establish here is that there's excuses, there's everyone else's fault, there's three-letter acronyms till the cows come home. They're missing the greater fucking picture.
100%.
That we're just two fucking guys.
Yeah.
But you're not the only person I've ever spoken to about this topic, and it might not be this specific topic. It's just a general consensus, and it's not the money. It's the false statements.
Yeah.
It's the excuses.
Yeah.
It's the shit attitude.
Yeah. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. There's nothing in this email that answers my question.
Yeah.
It's just an excuse about why happened. I didn't ask what happened because I don't care what fucking happened. I don't care what happened.
How they get you that fucking thing? They could be streaming it fucking legally for all I give a fuck.
Exactly right.
I could not care.
Exactly right. They're providing a service. That all they're saying they're going to. Yeah. That's what we want. Yeah. Anything outside of that realm, I don't care. Yeah. You didn't provide the service. Yeah. I'm letting you know that's shit, and I'm letting you know that I'm looking for some sort of thing. I don't want to say guarantee because it's a heavy word. Yeah. I'm looking for some sort of assurance that the next time I go, what you say you're going to do, you're going to fucking do. Because otherwise, illegal download, streaming online. Yeah. Going on Mate's Place and watching it on Foxtel, all things that I'm not interested in doing. I would rather go and do it legitimately and properly because it's something that I want to enjoy. I mean, like at the end of the day, UFC, it's just that it's a live event. It could be, if it was the soccer grand final or football grand final.
It's live. Exactly. And watching it the next day isn't...
It's not the same.
It's not the same. It's shit.
Well, you can't... See, this is the thing, right? I'd like to follow a couple of the things that go on with UFC. It's kind of interesting.
It's like a little bit of a soap drama.
There's a lot of before and after stuff. But you can't go on their Facebook page because you'll know the result. You can't get it in your newsfeed. Yeah. This guy won, that guy won, because I'm waiting for it to come out because I haven't fucking watched it.
With the internet now, if you don't know a result or whatever, you can't go to
anywhere.
Sydney Morning Herald will fuck up for you.
Yeah. You'll be on the front page.
You go there, check the weather, and you get someone will tweet it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't.
Yeah. Oh man, did you see the club that other guy? Fuck, I didn't need that text message.
Yeah. So there's no such thing now as a world where you can not get a spoiler about a fucking a live event. It's live. It's an event. Hence,
exactly right.
Thing.
Hence,
I want to be there. I want to see it. I want to see it live.
It's something that I'm interested in. That's happening now.
Yes. That
I'm not able to go to. Generally, it's in Las Vegas. I think every second one they bounce out somewhere else.
You're not going.
Well, I'm not going.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking going. What? Fuck. Of course. I don't even want to go to the casino to watch it. I'm not going to go to the Miami casino. Oh, this is much better than fucking Star City or whatever it's called now. But it keeps going.
Yeah. Okay.
So problems. Not my fault. We've got a guy who looks after this. I'd argue that he didn't. We have a dedicated projection team that performs regular services on all of our technical equipment, and as a result of the mentioned issues, an additional full diagnostic has been performed. So as a result of 2 fuck-ups that cost them money, a lot thereof, $20 ticket, there would have been, say, there's 150 people total, free tickets, so say it's 300 people's worth. Then the downtime of the movie theatre for not having an optional show.
Fucking
Hugh Grant movie. Is he alive? I don't know. Some guy I don't like in a movie I'm not going to go and see. They could have one of those Robert Rodriguez kids films.
Not paying the staff that day. Whatever
exactly right. Not buying the fucking T-shirts that these people wear. As a team, we're highly committed to the high quality projection of our films and events, and the decision to cancel a screening is not taken lightly. Once again, thank you for providing us with your feedback. I know your next visit to Hoyts Broadway will be an enjoyable one. So, assumptions.
You're still going to go back.
Why the fuck would I go back there? I want to go back there, and I want there to be a problem, and I'm going to fucking lose my shit. Because this next one's a couple of guys that I quite like. They're quite good, and reasonable fellas, and they, it's not all brutal blood sport. There's a lot of thinking to it. There's a lot of athleticism that I don't currently possess that I like to watch. It's men in shorts, fuck, whatever. And I like seeing it on a massive screen, and I like eating junk food while I do it. This email doesn't answer what I was looking for. Doesn't go to the issue. I'm just looking for. Well, I told her what I was looking for. I didn't get that. I don't necessarily want an apology, but there's not one in here. And then it goes on to say, "Thanks for your feedback. Ignore. Come back anytime."
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
What that should have been is 2 tickets in the mail for the next one.
Bang. That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
And I haven't replied to this.
Yeah.
I've been sitting on this since Tuesday when I got it. And then I knew we were going to have a chat today. I'm going to reply to this after this conversation because I didn't want to be sitting there hand-fistedly banging on the keyboard going, fuck you, give me stuff. I thought the same thing. Can I please why don't you pony up, put your money where your mouth is. You'll make your money on me on junk food. If I can eat my weight in popcorn, give me 2 free tickets. And that's what I'll say. May I please have 2 free tickets to the event? And if it doesn't go ahead, then is there some onus on you to not promote it any further?
Yeah. Well, that's really the thing here is like, we'll keep banging on about it. It's they fuck up. They fuck up, and then they want, like you said, it's the consumer's fault.
Yeah.
Consumers aren't coming back.
Yeah.
They're getting it online cheaper.
Yeah.
No, they're getting it.
Yeah.
Right? Full stop.
It's exactly it, man. It's exactly it. And money's not the fucking problem.
Administration is the problem. Time is the problem. Like, I don't have Foxtel because it's an admin headfuck.
Yeah.
It's another thing.
Yeah.
It's a whole bunch of bullshit. If you ever want to turn it off, it's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
It's some guy has to come to your house and install some box, and then you can't ever get normal TV again. It's a fucking headache.
Yeah.
It's 300 channels I don't want. I want one show that I watch once a week that I'm into.
Mm-hmm. And you're happy to pay for that.
And I would pay for that, but I don't want to pay for everything else and the whole company structure that because they have little booths in the shopping centres and all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
So the second a fucking Netflix type thing comes along, bang,
straight away,
or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the whole issue with piracy, which we won't get into, but that's why people are doing it because they want things now easily without additional admin in their life, because that's all we fucking do is admin. It's fill out form, pay this, subscribe to that.
100%. And you got to lock in. You never just get the one. You got to lock in for 12 months, 24 months, whatever. Then it's this total cost over. And it's like, fuck me, that's a whole lot of money.
And that's the funny thing I was saying before about moving TV to Vodafone is I'm paying month by month. So even if they are shit, I will just go, stop.
See you later. Yeah. And now that they've started it, I think eventually other places will have to offer. I think Telstra's actually doing that now. They're doing a no lock-in, which is
but there'll be $99 fucking dollars a month or whatever. They'll cover their bullshit. They have to cover their,
Okay, so this email then, so this UFC email event thing, whatever, for my birthday, so she hates me on my birthday, which I think's a bit fucking rude. I was polite as, man. You reckon I should write back and say, okay, 2 free tickets, please, for the issues, and then have a contingency that if it doesn't work, we know where else to go? Because I don't want to miss Frank Mir Club and some dude.
No, all right. Well, we'll
work it out. All right, but I'll reply in a nice manner, and I'll say, listen, woman, don't fuck around here. It's my fucking birthday, and I want shit.
Yeah.
And I do. There's nothing else to that. But I don't want these emails. I don't want this email that's written as though I was some idiot who didn't have an articulate point to make, who didn't have a genuine concern, who didn't want to support.
But the fact that you only got a response after you went on the public Facebook page is piece of shit enough as it is.
Yeah.
Because then it was like, oh, this is someone's on. Yeah.
Everyone can see.
Yeah.
We look bad.
Not that
other
you
people.
tried doing it the other way 2 or 3 times. Yeah.
DOS. Tried emailing. No response. Yeah. And you know what? I tell you, this email on Tuesday I got Wednesday night. I went to another Hoyts to see a film, and that was a whole other fucking kettle of ball games, But we'll stop that one there, and
that's
we'll talk about
so
it.
it's not,
Yeah.
So, I guess all we're asking for as consumers is they deliver and take all bullshit out of the equation of price, excuses, and this and that. Cover your fucking costs. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just deliver.
Yep.
What I expect. If I come, but if you can't, if the shoes don't fit me, and the fucking pants don't fit me, and you don't have the fucking volume of the book I want, you've got all the other ones around it, I'm going to get that shit from someone.
Yep. I'm not going to lose out anymore. I've got options.
I'm going to get my hands on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not going to be because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
It's not the apples and apples bullshit. There are people that do that. It's like, I'm going to drive another 30 kilometres to save 10 cents on an apple. I don't think like that.
No.
Most people really don't, I think. At the end of the day, you just want the thing you want. If you don't have the thing...
Then the whole rest of it's moot.
Yeah, all these other excuses don't matter. If you're not showing the UFC and you say you would...
Yeah. All this bullshit.
Emails and don't matter.
Mate, I paid $15 for a hamburger yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm clearly not averse to dropping cash on something that I want when I want it. That's me.
And we do. People do that.
And absolutely. And I think most of the people, or everyone that I know is like that.
Anyone who drinks alcohol does that.
Yeah.
Just fucking, blows their money on unnecessaries. It's not that people aren't willing to fork out money. So this thing about
cost.
The cost comes into it. It's always that. I got this and I got that and blah, blah, blah. And it was 50% cheaper than the store. Like, it's always it's like a cherry on the fucking cake.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. If you get it in your hands, you're a fucking victor.
Yeah.
Straight away, you should be happy because at the moment, because of where we live and the way it's all run, it's just not happening. It's not happening for the stuff that I'm looking for. I thought I was alone because maybe I like weird shit. I don't know. You're having similar problems. Other friends of mine, friends, they have similar problems as well. And it's like, why do we have to listen to this rhetoric bullshit on the newspapers, chat shows, whatever? All these people coming out going, it's government needs to do this, consumers need to do that. We don't fucking need to do anything because we're getting our shit sorted. And other people are doing it for us. So if you don't start pulling your weight and start towing the line of we are in the service industry for serving customers, then you're going to lose out. And I'm not going to listen to the other bullshit that goes with it. That's it for me.
That's it.
Anything else from you?
I think we've done that justice.
Slick tricks.
Well done. Thank you guys.